Good morning. Sweet morning. Let's hope it is, okay? It should be. I don't have any reasons to complain. I mean, I do, but they're so silly it wouldn't matter. Like, I wish I could be with my true love. And hopefully that day will come before long, but it just ain't gonna come now. We shall see. Wishes. Wish upon a star. Is that shooting star that goes afar? No, I had to rhyme, okay? Um, we've all seen shooting stars. I've actually seen one on my phone. The phone gives you not just the weather. I think it was just a phone call to somebody. A phone call or a text or something, and I don't know what it would have to be, but I saw lightning strike where my property is, and I have seen shooting stars go by, like my hand just went by. It's pretty cool. You want to see a lightning storm up close, you look at your phone. If you have one outside, I guess up close would be outside. But maybe we don't want to go out in it, okay? Should really stay away from lightning because it could strike you and it could tear you up or kill you, make you dead. I had a friend in Perryton that got struck by lightning. He was out checking the water for the cows or something. Maybe it was in the field because he was a farmer too. I don't know that he had cows. But they had those big old things that run along, they don't run. Anyway, it's a big old steel thing or something similar to that. And it's got big wheels, and in between these big wheels, it's got all these things where the water sprays out. And he was out checking them one night. In the middle of the night, and he never came home. So sad. He wasn't very old. I mean, maybe in his either late 20s, early 30s, something like that. But that's young people. And I'm young compared to some. I mean, if I compared to my Papa Bear, that was, he lived to be 89, and I'm 70, so that's what, 19 years trip. It would be nice to have that many years left and be in good shape and be able to do great things for the world. It's probably going to be one of my destinies is traveling around, and some of it's going to be missionary work. What I'm doing right now, I guess. I'm sorry, but I got a wet nose. I got to do something about it, okay? Please excuse me. It's just a little teeny wet, but it's going to make me snort. Wonder what we're going to be like in the eternities, So for first you got to go home. So when you go home, back to that God who gave you life, you're going to be a spirit. But I'm almost thinking that even in spirit form, you're not dust. You're not a puff of smoke. I was thinking that you'd probably be like a puff of smoke. These devils, these demons, whatever you want to call them, they can well, actually they can possess people. So don't invite them in, people. That's not a good idea. And then they can appear probably in any form, human form. We were taught in seminary that there were ways to test them. Ask to shake their hand. They told us in seminary anyway that they will be so, I'm going to use a different word than they did. I'm going to use desirous. They are going to be so desirous to fool you that they will actually try to shake your hand. And when you do, you won't feel nothing. You'll go right through them, okay? So then what do? Okay, there's a way to get rid of them. I'm not sure about everybody else, but I know how I was able to get rid of them. Good morning. Did you get your cup of coffee yet? I saw that someone else is doing that. Chat and have a cup of coffee with somebody. But that's a good thing. We could just sit down and visit and have a cup of coffee together. Especially for all those people that are alone. You know? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of us that are alone. And even though I live in a house with people and stuff, I'm still alone. I don't have my guy. I don't have my big space or tiny space. And some of us have our best friends, that we can hang out with, but where are mine? They are all over the place. Not that there's that many. I have one in Kalama. And then I just have a few people that I know. But I wouldn't be calling them totally friends. I guess I would, just not the same. Like my ex-husband, Joe. We're friends to a point until he gets upset. But he is a good guy. He just got problems. And so what? You have these ex-husbands. Are they your friends? No. No. I don't know about Joe either. But I do have a sort of a friendship with him. Okay. Not knowing that I would want to hang out with him, though. It's just, you need to spend your time wisely. And I'm not quite sure the best way to be spending mine. With my family, first of all. And then with my new family. And he would be first of all, but he's not here. So, he has to be out on a back burner somewhere. You know what happens to back burners, don't you? They get forgotten about. Like your leftovers in the fridge. You got this wonderful food you had for dinner, and you save your leftovers. Next thing you know, you're throwing them in the garbage because you forgot about them. They went all moldy, or this or that, It's a correlation, people. Like your love life and like your friendships. You probably need to nurture them a little bit. Don't forget about them, okay? Just depends on the situation, But the point is, you don't have to be lonely. I mean, maybe to a point, but these scriptures, it's a good thing to be doing with your time. The more you know, the better, I think. I'm not sure. And yes, I'd be slurping. I wanted to show you guys something and tell you something. Been reading out of the Book of Mormon to you. It's not a very big book, but it is so important. And here's what I find, because people don't realize what they've got. So, someone comes around and you don't know how to tell them no, and they give you a Book of Mormon, next thing you know, it's in the garbage. So sad. But, also, the Goodwills, the secondhand stores, a lot of them have a book section, and you will find Book of Mormons. See how thin that is? This is my bookmark from what I read to you guys the other day. Or maybe I was reading it after and I thought I'll go back to it. Let me see what it is. I know, my sister tells me I'm a broken record because I keep singing that song. But not just that song, just that one little portion of that song. It's you I fall into. I can't help it. I wake up and that's playing in my head, coming out my mouth. I haven't even thought about it. It's just there. Okay, so what I turned to was Alma 31. I can't do justice to these words, but I'm going to try. And this is just a synopsis to 31, okay? Alma heads a mission to reclaim the apostate Zoramites. The Zoramites deny Christ, believe in a false concept of election, and worship with set prayers. The missionaries are filled with the Holy Spirit. Their afflictions are swallowed up in the joy of Christ. And this is about 74 BC. And the last things I was reading was 421 AD. So that's like 500 years apart. I approximate. It was Alma 30 that I was reading in, and it was talking about Korihor and how he was deceived by the devil. But at the end he said that he knew. He knew. So I'm not sure. I think he was put to death. Because what he was doing was going around teaching people false doctrine. And what he was teaching was the things that Satan had taught him. You have fallen to... Where did 30 start? Okay, right there. Alma 30. This is the synopsis. I'm just going to read the synopsis. Korihor, the Antichrist, ridicules Christ, the atonement, and the spirit of prophecy. He teaches that there is no God, no fall of man, no penalty for sin, and no Christ. Alma testifies that Christ will come and that all things denote there is a God. Korihor demands a sign and is struck dumb. The devil had appeared to Korihor as an angel and taught him what to say. Korihor is trodden down and dies. So that tells you what's going to happen to Korihor. It's not funny. Because, when you think that he was deceived and thought he was talking to an angel and he was taught what to say and stuff, that gives you a little empathy for him. But by the end, he says he knew. Let's see if I can go to the end, because that's where I might have... I don't know, I was reading to myself probably after I got into this book. I think about myself because I teach, but I don't teach false doctrine, not that I know of. And I haven't had an angel appear to me and tell me what to say or do or anything. All right, the next chapter, here's the synopsis. Alma heads up. Did I already read that to you? I did. Okay, I did. I read that. It talks about the afflictions are swallowed up in the joy of Christ. But where does it talk about? Maybe I just read that to you. I do get confused and lose track. There's a lot of great things in Alma. And I'm not sure how many. See, this is the book. And it would be great if you had the book. I mean, it's nice to have that app. All right, that's 3rd Nephi. That's Helaman. There's Alma. Okay, I bet you there's... Nope. There's 63 chapters in Alma, it looks like. There's a whole bunches. Okay, so there's really great things in Alma. One of the things was, I told you guys about something. I forgot it already. Just remember what this book looks like. Okay? This is what the missionaries give out. And it is, this book contains the Book of Mormon, and then it contains some other stuff. I'm trying to get to it. Pronunciation guide for all those words that we can't pronounce. Then there's an index. This index of Book of Mormon entries can help you in your individual and family study of the scriptures. It can help you find key passages of scripture, prepare talks and lessons, and increase your knowledge of testimony of the gospel. Okay, your knowledge and testimony of the gospel. So here's the word ether. No, ether is where you're going to find out about Aaron, I guess, who is a Jaredite king. Abinadi, he's pretty important too. Now I'm going to have to say goodbye, people. I have to make a potty call. I'll be back. Bye.